Hi, Andy XL, back with another NFXL podcast, and it's another one looking at the 2026 NFL draft. And in this case, this is my January update for the wide receiver picture. So I've currently got my top 20, top 17, I should say. And in this update, I've put them in tiers because I think that's a better fit than putting them in which round they might go in. So after that little cough and my throat getting dry, I'll keep my cup of coffee going. So let's start with tier one, and these are the three guys I anticipate being the first wide receivers off the board in 2026, with possibly all three likely to go in the top 20 picks of the 2026 draft. And that starts with Jordan Tyson, the junior out of Arizona State, 711 scrimmage yards, 9 touchdowns. I just think he's still looking rock solid as the number one wide receiver right now. Number two, I've still got Mackay Lemon, the junior out of USC. Now, he's for me clearly the top slot receiver in this draft, and therefore that position adds sort of semi-unique value, if you like. So that's why I've got him at 2, ahead of Carnell Tate, who's at 3. Um, more the archetypical wide out on the outside, Carnell Tate out of Ohio State. But all three of those I still see as the top wide receivers in this draft. Moving on to tier 2, excuse me. So I've got 4 here that form the next wave of wide receivers, and these could go in any order really, but all 4 are vying to be late round 1 or early round 2 picks. So at 4, I've got up 2 spots from my December update. Denzel Boston, the junior out of Washington. At 7, again moving up. Sorry, at 5, moving up 2 spots again from 7 is Kevin Concepcion. Now he's more of a slot guy, so again he has that sort of kind of value that teams might specifically be looking for. I've dropped Chris Bell from 5 to 6, but again, like I say, these 4 could go in either any direction, any order, if you like. Chris Bell, the senior out of Louisville, I've got at 6, and at 7, Chris Brazzell, who was at 4. So I've kind of just rejigged these 4, if you like. His stock seems to have slightly dipped in recent weeks. Junior out of Tennessee. So let's move into tier 3. Um, this group are probably second half of round 2 guys, as I see them right now, might drop into round 3, um, depending on demand. So at 8, moving up 3 spots from December, Jeremy Bernard, the senior out of Alabama. At 9, um, Elijah Sarrett, who again drops 1 spot. He's a senior out of Indiana, so he's not done yet because he's got the final of the college championship to play. So, and he played really well in the last game. So his stock could be on the rise. And Jacoby Lane is the other guy. I've got a 10 up from 12, junior out of LSC. Then moving into tier 4. So we're outside the top 10 wide receivers. Antonio Williams drops from 9 to 11, the junior out of Clemson. Omar Cooper is the junior out of Indiana, yet to declare in this draft. And like I say, Elijah Sarrett has kind of outshone him recently in that Indiana wide receiver core. So Omar Cooper is my number 12. Zachariah Branch is up from 15 to 13, the junior out of Georgia. Right, and Skylar Bell, a senior out of Connecticut, is up from 16 to 14. So that makes up tier 4. Now, tier 4 are probably the low, probably the round 3 stroke. Yeah, round 3 guys. Let's call them that. So tier 5, these might be the guys trying to get into day 2, but possibly needing to shine somewhere to do so. Eric Singleton, the junior out of Auburn. Now he's just an immensely speedy guy. So, but his production, his actual numbers aren't that great. So, Matthew Golden was very speedy this year, but hasn't had a great season. Not saying he won't turn into a good receiver. Who was the other guy that Cleveland got now out of Texas? Isaiah Bond, was it? Yeah, he's another speedster that, again, hasn't really done much in year 1. So I think Singleton is in that sort of category. That's why I haven't got him higher up this list. Dion Burks, a senior out of Oklahoma. So he's now at 16 on my list, up from 19. Malachi Fields is at 17, up from 20, a senior out of Notre Dame. So they're my top 17. Now, dropping out from the December list is Bryce Lance, the senior from North Dakota State. He's got that thing that he's a bit like his brother Trey. He's done it at North Dakota State, but is that going to stand up in the college game? Now, there's some people. The reason some people have moved up in this list is because there's been some notable people say they're not entering this draft, either going to go into transfer portal or stay where they are. One of those was my number 9 from the December list, a guy I really, really like, and I'll be watching him keenly in the college season next year. Nick Harbour, the junior out of South Carolina, he's not in the draft now. Ian Strong, the junior out of Rutgers, has also decided to stick rather than twist, as has Deuce Robinson, the junior out of Florida State. So 3 guys have dropped out. One's dropped off my list from December, but there's still 17 good ones there. So it's a pretty good wide receiver class as far as I see it, with good variety in it too. So that's how I see it right now. So I'll have a look at tight ends next. That'll probably be next week. See you soon.